Okay, this is it. I'm so excited! Oh my goodness. I just turned my griddle on, very first time. There's my griddle. It's hard not to turn my phone here. Try not to make you dizzy. I can feel the heat coming off of it. Got all my metal containers with wax and goodies. Let me double check that. That feels pretty hot. I've got my soy wax there to clean my brushes in a spam container. I've got 3 containers out that I'm going to be tinting, and then that'll be my main container of wax. Got handles on the containers so that I can pick them up if I want. This is a rusty hinge because I didn't have a brush holder to keep my brushes warm and going. I have surrounded myself. Let me step back here. So this is my laundry room slash tool room. There's a fruit room in the back around the corner. Don't mind the counter on the left because that's where I keep all my hardware, and I haven't finished that yet. Up top I have loads of like flowers and jars of glass things. The shelf in the back is all my little Whoozy Wetsits, and I've always kept that stuff in here anyway. And of course the extra fridge, we basically just use the freezer. This is where I keep all my tools anyway, and I'm using one of those blue things. Haven't filled it up yet. Sorry, I don't want to make you dizzy. So here I've got my, I'm gonna step back, my pegboard with shelves up top. And that thing I made with cans ages ago on a board. But I've got all kinds of inspiring things here and useful things because this pegboard was always here for tools and stuff. Got a bucket of gloves. I've got my paper towels. Got my griddle. And then look at this. Look at this. I needed an inspiring space to work that was dedicated to encaustic. I have concrete floors in here, and I just wouldn't do that on a carpet, so this seemed like the right space for it. I've been wanting to do this for more than 20 years, and other projects and styles of art always took precedence because I just didn't have a dedicated space for this, and it was important to make sure I had a working space for this. I have a shelf up top. Let me show you my groovy scale. I've got a scale from the 70s. See that? The bowl comes off. And that is to measure out my 8:1 ratio of Damar resin to mix with my beeswax. I've put a big, I'm going to step back this way, giant sheet of that paper that Bill brought home that's really thick. It's almost like cardboard. Put it on the wall so I can write on it. It's just tacked up. The walls in here are basically chalk, so it's kind of good. Let me show you this. I've got tins full of extra little tuna cans and stuff to make different colors. I've got my oil and chalk mediums. They're the extra ones that I brought in here. There's my RF bag of encaustic medium, and I'll be making it after this with my own beeswax. I've got some earth pigments from a shop on Etsy. Let me see if I can show you. I'll have to tell them I did this. There it is. And I just wanted to try it to make my own pigments. There's the lamp that Bill got me. I know the lighting's bad, isn't it? The lamp that Bill got me for my birthday, and the griddle he got me, and with all my birthday money I bought all the rest of the stuff I needed, which was basically just the Damar resin and the wax. I had oil paints. I did buy 1 tube of oil paint, and it's raw umber. So that right there is cardboard just from a box that I cut, and I glued it together And then I covered it with that peel and stick wallpaper to make a inspiration board. I don't have anything up there yet except for a jar with a photo in it from when my granddaughter was little. I've got some keys up there. They're like decorative. Oh, my arms are going to go to sleep. I have, let's see, I have a tin sign with a rusty C on it and some other tin things hanging. I have my Buddha because I have one in every workspace. I wonder if I turn this off if you can see better. There we go. I have a bird because I always have a bird. That's important for me. And then down here, you'll notice I have some big clips on the bracket that I hung up, and I just ran a rod through it. And that's going to eventually hold my paints. And one of the things I did buy with that birthday money is 2 magnet strips. They came in a pack of 2. It was a really good price too. To put all my vintage woodworking, tool making, like scrape tools, things that inspire me, things that are rusty, things to make different marks in the wax. I have my wood carving tools, which I already had, and they're not very good for wood, so they're going to be perfect for wax. Check out my new torch. I still have to fill it. Isn't that cool? It's pretty awesome. That's the other thing I bought right there is encaustic gesso, but I don't think you have to have it. And I had, you know, the wood bowls and the rusty tins and have a few extra tools. You really don't need much. You just need a place to do it, really. Let's see. Over here, I did buy this shelf for $7 at a thrift store to hold pigments and sealing sprays, and of course I've got my linseed oil, which I'm a little afraid of. Gotta be careful with that. I have one of those with my oil paints and some other little extra bitties. And of course right here I have my heat tool because, you know, you use a heat tool or you use a torch for different things. And that thing right there, I bought and thought it would work upstairs, and it didn't for my heat tool in the art room because it wouldn't clip to my desk. It had too fat of a lip. It's got one of these kind of clips on it. And I think it's for hairdressers, and it's an antique. I just put a metal tray under it, and I've got my second heat tool. So they just redid the roof. And the roofers gave me this big roll of tar paper because you can use tar paper in wax. Isn't that cool? The table Bill built for me. It was actually an old rickety sewing table, but it was the right size. And he put really sturdy legs on it with some scrap wood. Of course, I have some towels in a bag here. And I have right here on the floor some things to cover with wax to get started. I'm going to be doing a lot of practicing, and I will share my journey with you, and maybe you'd like to do this with me. I know some of you have talked about it. We could do this together, and it would be a learning experience. I'll show you my successes, my failures. Yeah, so I'm going to go tint some paint or some wax and fill this room with the smell of oil paint, which I'm pretty excited about. It's been a while. And you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. Tomorrow night, by the way, tomorrow night, we have a live stream. We're doing our masks. We won't be doing this yet. You'll have to give me a few weeks to learn a thing or two. But we will see you then. Have a magical day. Bye, guys.